Stress-free social media, tips to make content creation easier. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm the Director of Marketing at IdeaPros, and I have a special guest for you guys today. I have Genevieve Clements, who is a social media coach, and we're talking about how to make it less stressful. So you all know how it goes. You're trying to make content, you're putting stuff out there. It's not always fun or easy at all. And so we're actually picking Genevieve's brain to get some tips on how we can make it easier. So let us know if you're watching live, #live or #replay. If you're catching the replay, we do have some bonus things. So stick around until the end so that you can find out how to get a really cool bonus freebie from Genevieve as well. Yes. Oh, hey, Jason, you've worked with Genevieve. You know how it goes. Rock star. And so welcome, Genevieve. Can you tell us a little bit about you and what you do for social media?
Of course. Thanks so much, Tessa. So my name is Genevieve, if you guys probably figured that one out by now. I'm actually based out of Canada. My goal is to help entrepreneurs level up their social media specifically, because as an individual, using Instagram is one thing, but when you're a business, showing up on Instagram can be, well, really stressful and really hard work. It's a daily effort. So my goal is to always help entrepreneurs find ways to simplify their social media, simplify their lives, really, by having a better understanding of how to use social media, what to do, and how to use their social media to grow their businesses.
Perfect. Well, I mean, because we don't want to just do social media to do it. There's always an end game here to get the, sales for your product or to build your audience so that you have an interested base to come to you when your product's ready to launch, or your app for that matter. So, I mean, the goal is always to have purposeful content that is targeted at your specific target audience, that resonates with them and has a lot of value, or is connecting with them. It doesn't always have to have value. It could be really funny, or it could be something just to make them laugh, but it's still along that lines of trying to get it to the end result, a call to action to do something. So tips on how, and we'll talk through other things like how to do these in other shows. Today, we're just going to give you some quick tips on 3 main tips, and then we'll chit chat with you guys. If you have any questions throughout, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll try to cover it at the end. So tip number 1, Genevieve, what's tip number 1?
Tip number 1. Okay. So my most important thing when it comes to scheduling my social media posts is actually having a good idea of what my feed looks like as a whole. So what I use actually is an album in my phone. I keep it simple. Now, there's a lot of different companies, things like Plan That, Canva, that you can use as well. But I like using albums in my phone that will tell me exactly what I've posted. I'll have photos, right? But also what I'm going to be posting. It allows me to move photos around and really get a big picture view of what my posts are going to look like.
And so you do that in photo albums. Can you rearrange the order in the albums? Okay, so you're kind of dragging and dropping, putting it in the order that you want to have that content go out. So first of all, Genevieve, there's a couple things that I can see right now because I'm creating content all the time. She does her images first. Interesting. So with Instagram being such a visual platform anyway, it is very much about the image. So you're taking very specific photos, and I've done this before with this board. Like, I make a nice shot and like something in a prop of some sort might be in front of it. So I'm planning out, here's the photos, I'm rearranging them in my album, or you could do the same thing over in Canva. Like Genevieve mentioned, you can have your slides and kind of rearrange them and put them on card view in Canva to see what that might be. And then a program called Plan That, which I've fallen in love with, actually shows you your feed on the side as you're planning your posts. So it's fun to use those tools too, but totally easy, totally free. Just put it in your albums.
One thing I should add, one of the things I love about my iPhone albums, is it automatically crops the photo into the square that you would see on Instagram. So even if you've got a big, longer photo, it's hard to tell what that's actually going to look like on your feed. Like, let's say I want to post this photo of my face, and then I go to put on Instagram and it looks like this.
Yes.
I'm going to catch that in my Facebook albums first, not after I do the post. So that's what or not, did I say Facebook? I meant my phone albums.
Yes. Okay.
Really
So
like
in your
using.
phone album, it's already doing it, but it's not cropping the photo. So when you go to do it on the album, or if you're posting it directly on Instagram, then you're kind of doing it at the time when you're posting it into Instagram for the full crop. Right. Got it.
Exactly. I'm going to sort of, the album behaves just like Instagram would, so I can see what that's going to look like.
Great. And a lot of people, this is another question that I get a lot, and is that, do you have to have different content on Facebook than you do on Instagram? And I have a really cheat way of doing that. And that's that if you do a square image, it's going to go over to Facebook. Facebook's actually a wide width, generally speaking, but square works in Facebook and actually takes up more of the feed. So you have a bigger space that you can utilize. So if somebody's tight on time and they don't want to have to do both, they don't want to have to create two different images, I say create the square image, because that wide width one is not going to work on Instagram the same way. So square is a nice way to go. And I wouldn't post the same thing on both platforms on the same day, generally speaking. Just, it looks too planned if you have everything's exactly the same on both platforms. If you do have someone that's crisscrossing, I just put the same content maybe on a different day. Does that make sense? So one day I have this post, I'll just move it over to Facebook and do it on a different day. Now that's if you're using a planner. If you're actually going into the app and trying to put it in, it may be easier for you to just do them at the same time, same post, same day. So that's really good. Using your photo albums, starting with the photo, it's huge. And then creating the content when you're posting it. Is that the way that you would do it, kind of the flow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of leads us to tip 2, if you want to jump in.
Yeah, let's do tip 2.
So creating the photos, I mean, it's a visual platform. We're talking about Instagram, we're talking about Facebook. It's all visual, right? So it's, in my mind, it's a lot easier to spend 3 hours a week getting a ton of content created than an hour a day, right? So I find that if I schedule a time for my social media creation once a week, it makes things a lot easier. The other thing is, if I'm going to do like a photo shoot, a branding photo shoot, if I'm going to create a bunch of content, I'm going to have like a bunch of these photos that I throw into my album, and they're at the bottom of this album, right? And as I need them, I can pull them up to the top and organize them. But it creates this kind of library of images that you can use for months, right, to promote your stuff. So schedule the time that's dedicated to social media creation once a week. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 8. It depends on what you want to do. I don't know if that's a little bit much. I wouldn't do that, but it gives you a day to really focus, or a couple hours to really focus on what's most important, right? Getting it done so that you're not spending hours and hours and hours a day trying to think, what am I going to post today? Or do I got to get this figured out? Do I got to organize my place to, take good photos, or whatever your business, your app might be.
Right. And I love the idea of doing a photo shoot or setting aside, the photo shoots are amazing. I've worked with teams that they do like once a quarter, they do a photo shoot. Very intentional, very attached to the brand colors. There's a couple things that they might cover it, but they're only doing it once a quarter. And then you have all those photos created. If you're doing it yourself, maybe set aside a time and grab a friend to do some of the photos. And for most of our partners and most entrepreneurs who are the focus of the business, the product is, but until you've launched and you're branding yourself as much as you're branding that business, if that makes sense. So you want to be in the post. You want people, they work with people they know, like, and trust. So having a friend that you can grab to get some of those photos, or set up on a tripod and get some photos, just to give yourself some distance, some good shots of you doing things. And Genevieve's actually got some great resources for us for ideas on what we could post. So we're going to go into that in just 1 minute. But let us know if you guys have any questions in the chat again, or if anything really jumps out at you as a spectacular idea. As far as the scheduling time, I literally put it on my calendar, or else I will forget to do it. And the days where I don't do that, and I think I'm just going to do, a post every couple days, I always push it to the end of the day. And then it's too dark, or you just don't have that creative flow going. So it makes it harder for you to stay on a schedule. And if you pre-post, if you create early and then you let your post go up, you're going to feel so much more accomplished because there's actual content going out there. So it's good. It's a good win for you. So schedule a time and give yourself that block of creativity. And I like to post, I like to write out my posts in a Google Doc. We do a lot of social media management. So for, even having somebody else help you and get like base posts written where you can go in and make it your voice, a Google Doc with an image pasted in is like the easiest, like, pain-free way. It's free to share a Google Doc, because some of you are going to have other people creating content for you, and then you're going to be editing it. Some of you are going to be doing it yourself. So that's what helps me keep consistent. I don't write as well on my phone as I do in a Google Doc. I'm a typer, so I just want to type things out. If I was doing it on my phone, it'd be a lot longer. So excellent. Okay, now tip number 3.
Tip number 3. Well, what are we going to post, right? I mean, that's like the biggest issue everyone always gets to. Like, what do I post? How do I make it make sense? How do I not post the same thing every single day? How do I keep things interesting? Now, I personally have 3 rules when it comes to posts, okay? And the first rule is it has to make people feel good, okay?
I like it.
Or laugh and smile, right? Or learn, be helpful, or prompt a comment. Okay, so prompt interactions. And I follow these rules so that when I'm posting, I kind of check off the box. I'm like, okay, is this going to make someone laugh? Is it going to be helpful, knowledgeable for them? Is it going to prompt a comment? And what I actually did is I created a 30-day post plan for anybody who wants to reach out.
Yay! This is my freebie tip that you guys, that I mentioned in the beginning, but she actually has a 30-day post planner that outlines some ideas on what you could be posting on a regular basis. So I'm actually going to share your screen.
Go ahead and
since
share
you have it up. And
you'll see my rules. They're on the top right corner.
Yes.
That have specific rules you got to follow. And that just keeps things consistent. And then I've created 30 days, split up into 4 weeks on what you can post. So if you look at the first week, you'll notice week 1, sort of the theme is to make sure you've set yourself up for success. So you've got a good bio, website links, and a good profile photo. On day 1, you're going to introduce yourself, right? Maybe it's a selfie or it's a video saying what you do. Hey, my name's Genevieve. This is what I do. The second day, you're going to educate. You're going to share a fun fact about maybe your business or something that's in line with your business in the same niche, for example. Right? Day 3 is a feel good. So a quote, you share something inspiring. Day 4, that's the prompt a comment. So that's asking a question. So you get interactions. People start liking and commenting on your post. Day 5 was behind the scenes sneak peek, something funny. Day 6, so like a joke, a funny story about you, a pun, something again that may be in line with your niche, your business, or about you personally. And day 7 was showing off your workspace. Now, my workspace is a computer and a desk, right? Some people's workspace might be a lab or, a workshop. And you'll notice there's numerous weeks. I won't go through all of them, but it will go over all these different ideas of things of what you can post, how to do it so that your feed stays interesting and you start getting inspired on new things that you can talk about on your feed.
And I love that you have weekly goals. So this is all tied to that one weekly goal. And none of this, guys, has anything about your app or product yet. So if you are not in a space where you can post anything about what you're doing, you can take these and start building your audience and finding those people that are going to, really connect with you. So I love this. You can actually get this from Genevieve. If you book there's a 10-minute meeting for $5 on her website, crookedclocks.com, and I'll type it in there. You can book the time, and that just gives you a little time with Genevieve so she can get to know you, and she'll deliver that, this lovely little planner to you. And you actually do have some, kind of themed months that you're doing beyond this 1 month. So if you're interested in getting more posts like this, you can follow her and stay in touch for sure. So untitled.clocks.com. I'm going to put it into the chat. Definitely I love working with Genevieve for this reason. She makes it easy and it's fun. It's not painful. And all of this, definitely be making sure that you're saying, to follow the page or to, sign up for something. Like there has to be a call to action, even in the beginning when you don't have anything for people to do. If you have a landing page, but you're not selling your product yet, drive them back to your website. You should have tracking on your website so that you can retarget these people later. So just be creative and then batch, like she said, schedule your time and be open-minded to coaching. Like Genevieve offers coaching, like a 1 hour session, I think it is, and a 2 hour session. So if you really do need help with getting your social media dialed in, maybe that's cleaning up your page, working on your bio, or figuring out what types of things to post, she's there for you. Awesome. So does anybody, if you have any questions, I have a long comment. I'm going to put this up from Vanessa. She loves the idea of taking a lot of photos and saving on the phone and then reviewing the posts to post later and decide what you want to put out there. So very cool. And Vanessa is Wizzy, which is an awesome product of ours. She's actually getting into doing her social media now. She has a landing page, so she could generate some traffic back to her landing page and get them on her mailing list. Guys, your mailing lists are super important to build really early. Happy Friday, Ken from CrashPad. Now, Ken is doing content. He has videos of his product out in the market. If you haven't checked out crashpadproducts.com, guys, go check it out and see what he's doing over on social media. We just did a bunch of video and creation of like little Amazon type style videos that he's going to be putting out there too. And Kelly says, thanks for the tips. Very helpful.
You're welcome, Kelly. I'm here to help.
Here to help. And yes, definitely sign up for sure. Post automation. So Leticia is from our team, so she works with social media a lot. Post automation helps with consistency and growth. Again, if you're doing these schedules ahead of time, there's a couple tools that I use. We use Agora Pulse because it has social listening too, so we can hear what people are saying out there. That's not a cheap tool though. It's around $100 a month for that social media platform. But you get all of this information that you can reshare and keep an eye on your reputation. We have planned that. You can post from Canva, but I don't know if you said this tip specifically, but if you're posting from a third-party product, you may have trouble with certain features on like Instagram or Facebook. We just ran into it on Facebook Creator, which is actually built for Facebook and Instagram, but they now have Instagram. You can post longer videos, so you don't have to put it in IGTV anymore. You can have your video in the feed. But a lot of the third-party products that post to these channels don't have that capability yet. So you can't really post the longer video. It's still limiting it to 30 seconds. So fun stuff to get to know. But if you're posting and you're actually getting consistent, you'll start to see the growth in your channel. One other thing is to write down where you started. So if you have 5 followers, then write down and look at it every single month, put how the channel's growing. It's easy for us to get really, I'm not say like depressed, but it's easy to feel like we're not growing at all. But when you look back at your stats and you see, hey, my engagement's going up, my followers are going up, I actually am connecting, people are seeing the video. It's really helpful to have those stats so you can feel like you're accomplishing things. Awesome. Okay, well, Genevieve, thank you so much for being here. I don't think I have any questions from anybody. Oh, this is good though. So Patrick was told to post once a week on Facebook. So I was told to, is this false? Well, how much you want to post? Here, Genevieve, you take it.
Let me take this away. I have a theory. That it's really great to post once a day on Instagram and a little bit less on Facebook. But that's if you're posting good stuff. So you have to be really careful, because if you post a lot and you don't get a lot of interactions, it actually makes your new posts not show up as much for other people. So sometimes it's better to post a little less, get more interactions on those posts, and then start get things going and rolling, and then get yourself to a point where people are really liking everything that you're posting. It's one of those things, guys, where everyone's gonna be a little bit different. It takes time to figure these things out. But one thing that I do want to invite everyone to do is, if you want to shoot me a DM on Instagram, my Instagram is Gen City, so GENCITY. You can reach out and I can give you some quick tips on what I kind of see on your page. And I'm always here to help members and entrepreneurs just find the solutions that they need, right? Because everyone's gonna be a little different. How much you post is going to be different for every type of page that you have. And it's really, really dependent on the business, what you're posting, and what kind of followers you have.
Awesome. And Patrick, you have a plethora of questions for us. So do you suggest contracting out marketing? I might have a little different view on this one.
Why don't you take this one away then, Tessa? I want to hear your feedback.
I do think that for most business owners, you are going to know your business best. You're going to know your product, your app. And so you have to be very involved in what content's going out there. However, you can utilize teams to create for you, to create graphics based on the content you provide, or you provide the image and they help write it. So everyone's really good at something. Right. So if your strength is in the writing, then give them the writing and let them create the graphics. If you try to do everything and that's not your strength and you fall behind and social media is stressful, it's never going to be a good thing, because people see those posts and they don't feel like it's, it's very stressed. But if you have a team that really knows and gets to know you, it's going to take time for them to get to know you and be able to write like you and be able to communicate what you want. So you just have to be very involved in the process. And it's taken, months for from my own marketing background, for us to really get the voice of somebody. It could take months. So don't give up on it. If you do decide to use an outsourced team, be really clear, have a good brand book that talks about your brand, what kind of personality your brand has, what kinds of words are applicable for you. You want them to just really be able to jump into your brand. But it's always going to be better if it's really you as the source. What do you think?
Completely agree. Yes, I think so. I'm on the mindset that you should get a marketing team when you're ready, but especially for brand new entrepreneurs, brand new businesses, or businesses that aren't launched yet, it doesn't make sense financially. And it's better to have the information that you need, get coached on what you need to do to manage your own page for the time being. That way, when you go to hire that marketing team, you know what you're talking about, at least a little bit, and you're not just trusting someone with everything. You can kind of help guide the ship a little bit.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to let Genevieve go, and I'm going to chat with you guys over in the comments for a little bit here. But before you go, we have a couple little comments that people said. Great advice, play your strengths. And then so John is going to take you up on and help get your social 30-day plan. So again, crookedclocks.com, guys. And thank you, Genevieve. We appreciate you, and we'll have you on for more topics, and you can keep teaching us great social media tips.
Sounds good. Well, Tessa, I do want to leave with this. I don't know if there's anyone watching that's brand new with Instagram. They have no idea how to create a page. They're like lost. They're like, oh, what is a post? What's a story? I can help with that too. Okay. So you're not alone. You don't have to have everything figured out first. I always say, reach out with questions, contact me. And if it's really just starting from scratch, we can do that too. So you're not alone. I wish everyone the best of luck with their stress-free social media moving forward. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you. You're so awesome. Thanks, Genevieve.
Thanks.
All right, guys. I'm just going to say hi to you. I know we have Robert and Bongo. We have Yadira. Hey, nice to have you over here. Cassiano, live from Miami. Donna Stewart with Flawless Intimate Things. She's awesome. I love her product too. And Kelly Reed, Jason, Barry, all of you guys, I'm so glad you're here. Vanessa, Paul, Alfredo, Mary, good to see you. Stephanie. Patrick. Obviously, we answered a lot of your questions too. Timbo, actually, I saw you put your website up there too. If you guys have a chance to go check out our partners, obviously they're trying to get people to the site, and who knows, one of these products or apps might be a great fit for you. So we have getzwizzy.com for Vanessa. That's going to be an awesome mitt product with sanitizer on it. Awesome. And we have Sean Reed, whose IG posts had 880 views in 20 minutes. So you had a question. We'll have to ask Genevieve that. So sometimes when you have an Instagram post too that goes up, it's going to get a lot of views, and then it's basically going to start, the algorithm's going to start showing other things at some point. And there's different ways that you can get a post back into the feed. So you can engage people or tag people, try to get them to comment on it, maybe have some trusted people that go to your page. Obviously, if you have an assistant or a VA, you can have them go through a different profile and start engaging on a post too. You don't want to use it too much. Obviously the algorithms learn everything. So sometimes it just helps to get somebody to say something or to call somebody out, say, hey, I saw that you did this post aligns with you. Make sure that you're tagging and using hashtags. And then you can also use hashtags after a post has been done. So you can post it into the comments area and give it a little bit more boost too. I'm sure Genevieve has lots more advice as well. We have Angelica over at aztecahealth.com. So all of these websites I'm sending you guys to, these are all entrepreneurs just like you. If you show them support, I'm sure that they're going to show it back to you. So connect with them and make friends. So Timbo with mycitizenhq.com, and Jared, I know Ritual's coming out, and we have Renegade J has renegadecore.com. So all these lovely people that we have. Mark, good to have you here on the live. And Patrick, so you're the CEO of Windshield Wiper Diaper, the windshield wiper glove. Awesome. Check that out, and over on YouTube as well. So guys, thank you for being here. And next week, we're here at noon Pacific time every Friday. If you guys haven't signed up to get notifications, you can do that in the post or hit the bell to get reminders when we go live. And we'll see you all next week. Have a blessed week, guys. Bye.